June 1942. The darkest days of the Second World War. A German U-boat quietly breaks the surface off the coast of Long Island, New York. Under the cover of heavy fog, 4 Nazi saboteurs row to shore. They carry explosives, forged dollars, and a direct order from Adolf Hitler. Their primary target was not the White House. It wasn't the president. Nor was it a military base. Their mission was to destroy a single, windowless room, buried 10 stories beneath the streets of Manhattan. A room so highly classified that even the mayor of New York City didn't know it existed. To understand the target, you have to understand the time. In 1942, America was desperately trying to move troops to the European theater. Grand Central Terminal wasn't just a train station, it was the absolute center of the American war machine. Over 1 million soldiers passed through these gates every single year, loading onto trains bound for the naval yards. But trains require power, and that power came from exactly 120 feet below the terminal floor. Welcome to Target M42. Inside this massive, heavily guarded cavern sat a bank of enormous rotary converters. These spinning mechanical giants took the alternating current from the city's power grid and transformed it into the direct current needed to move every single train on the northeastern seaboard. M42 wasn't just a substation. It was the beating heart of the war effort. If the heart stopped, the troops stopped moving. The Nazi high command knew exactly what M42 was. They had original blueprints, likely acquired before the war. They knew that dropping a bomb on Grand Central wouldn't touch a bunker buried that deep in the Manhattan schist. But the German engineers found a fatal flaw. To destroy the greatest machine in New York, the saboteurs didn't need heavy explosives. They just needed a bag of sand. Because those massive rotary converters spun at incredible speeds, their bearings were highly sensitive. The plan was simple: infiltrate the terminal, find the hidden ventilation shafts leading down to M42, and pour the sand inside. The sand would hit the high-speed rotors, creating catastrophic friction. Within minutes, the giant machines would overheat, melt down, and destroy themselves. During wartime, America had no replacement parts. It would take months to rebuild. Months. That could have cost the Allies the war. So why didn't it happen? The plot fell apart when one of the Nazi saboteurs, George Dash, lost his nerve and turned himself in to the FBI. The group was captured before a single grain of sand was dropped. But here is the truly terrifying part. The United States government realized how incredibly vulnerable M42 was. If Hitler figured it out, the Soviets soon would too. So the Department of Defense made a decision. M42 never existed. For over 40 years, through the entirety of the Cold War, the existence of this underground fortress was aggressively denied by the government. It was completely wiped from public record until it was quietly declassified in the late 1980s. Even today, M42 remains strictly off-limits. If you know where to look, you might spot an unmarked rusty door or a heavily armed guard standing in an empty corridor. Next time you stand in the main concourse of Grand Central Terminal, looking up at the beautiful painted stars on the ceiling, take a moment to look down. You are standing right on top of the machine that won World War II. We are unsealing more classified Manhattan dossiers. Hit subscribe and never look at the city the same way again.